here at the John A. Stanley Police Academy, we have two missions. One is training basic recruits in our basic course for police officers, and secondarily, we do in-service training or advanced training for police officers throughout the state of New Jersey. You have to be between the ages of 18 and 35. You have to be a U.S. citizen. You have to have either a GED or a high school diploma. You have to be able to master the English language. The other thing is that you cannot have been convicted of any criminal offense involving moral turpitude. In the state of New Jersey, there are three ways that you can become a police officer. The first is through the civil service system or Title 11 system. The state of New Jersey administers that test once a year. A person can go to the civil service website. The testing announcements are on that website. And like I said, it's an annual test that is given. The second way that you can become a police officer in the state of New Jersey is through what we call a chief's test. That's under Title 40A. A chief's test means each individual agency administers their own testing process, not attached to the state process at all. And the third way is through what we call our alternate route program. In the alternate route program, there's several phases. The first phase is the application process. A candidate will go to their academy, to an academy in the state of New Jersey, pick up an application and fill it out. If they are deemed qualified, they will be allowed to sit for the written examination. Following the written examination, if you're successful, you will move to the physical agility test. The physical agility test requires that a candidate meet certain standards in push-ups, sit-ups, a vertical jump, a mile and a half run, and a 300-meter run. If a person successfully completes all that, they will be sent for a medical examination, a psychological examination. Following that, an individual would sit with an interview panel. If they're successful in the interview panel and chosen to go to an academy, they can go with the understanding that they have to finance their own way through the academy. At the John A. Stanley Police Academy, our doors open at 5:30 every morning. We start training at 6 a.m. We start Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We have physical fitness training from 6 to 7:30. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, we do defensive tactics training from 6 to 7:30. Following either physical fitness or defensive tactics training, the recruits will shower, they will have their breakfast, and we start our academic day at 9 o'clock a.m. The day starts at 9 o'clock a.m., the academic part. It goes till noon. From noon to 1, the recruits have lunch, and from 1 to 3:30 p.m., they continue their academic day. The New Jersey Police Training Commission has standards that each recruit must meet before they are allowed to be certified as a police officer in the state of New Jersey. So over the 22-week period, we do some form of physical fitness training every day. And the recruits are judged each day on their performance. So they have to successfully complete 90% of that training to be able to get certified. The other thing that they have to maintain standard in is the firearms training. So our firearms training program here at the Sandler Academy is very extensive. So before any recruits even go to the firearms range, we do 5 days of academic training here with them. During that classroom phase, they must score 100% on a firearms safety examination. After they do that, 5 days, we go to the range. At the range, they must perform at a level of 80% proficiency during the week that they're at the range. If a recruit fails to meet that 80% standard, they're removed from the program. On an academic level, the day-to-day academics we do here, the minimum standard is 70% on most examinations. So you have to score 70 or above, and we have about 35 examinations that recruits receive here during the course of the training. So over 22 weeks, you're gonna have about 35 examinations. Have to maintain a 70%. The exception to that is the use of force training, where you have to score a minimum score of 80%. In order to continue. So if you do not meet those standards in any phase of the training, a recruit is removed from the training process. So I always tell new recruits coming in that law enforcement is a calling. If you feel it as a calling, then that's something that you should pursue. Then you need to prepare yourself for this profession. The first thing I would do is prepare myself academically to get as much academic training or preparation as I can. Now, some people would say, well, that means I have to take criminal justice courses. Doesn't mean that. We have people who come from all different academic backgrounds, biologists, geologists, of course, criminal justice, but you don't have to have a criminal justice degree to come to the program. We believe that it just makes you a more well-rounded individual to come with that academic background. The second thing is preparing yourself physically to be here. We lose more recruits in our physical fitness training program than anywhere else because they did not prepare to be here. All the physical fitness training standards are made available to candidates before they come here. So I would say that they should prepare physically for the training that we give them here. And lastly, I would encourage them to prepare themselves mentally for the profession. This is a profession like no other. When I say it's a calling, it really has to be a passion for you in order for you to do it well. It's not just a job, this is a 24/7 occupation, and they will find that out once they enter the profession.